Hey everyone, what's up? It's been a hot minute since I have done a reading. Yeah, probably a couple of weeks or more. So I'm going to start with the new moon in Libra, which was yesterday. So the energy's still there. It's still available to us, and there may still be things that come up a few days after, and going into this new cycle. So let's see. We have Black Moon Lilith Mystery. So this is a very dark feminine energy, shadowy feminine energy, not in like a scary way. I mean, unless you see it that way, it's all perspective, right? But she is the feminine energy that is not afraid to go to the depths of your shadows. We all have shadow energy. Shadow is simply stuff that we are not aware of or we do not see, that we keep hidden because we maybe are ashamed, or we haven't fully accepted it or seen it as a part of ourselves yet. So it doesn't have to be scary. Every single person on the planet, even Mother Teresa and Gandhi and any other person you put on a pedestal that is some kind of spiritual guru, has both, right? We live in a world of duality, polarity, which is needing the opposites to balance. So masculine, feminine, yin, yang, well, yang, yin, light, dark. All of those represent the same energies of opposing energy. So yeah, the other card that came out is Taurus. So Taurus is an earth sign. But it's about your possessions. Like Taurus is very much about luxury in terms of, I want to be surrounded by the things that I like, that I enjoy. I want things that feel good, smell good, all about the senses, taste good, look good. They're very much about luxury in that way, and in that they want to feel comfortable. And so it is about your possessions. It is about what you have. So let's get more into it and see what this is saying. This is also very much like intuition. It's like high priestess energy too, which is like things that are hidden, things that you can feel and that you may have access to but aren't really fully aware. Like it's like, to me, these are kind of like opposing energies. Like this is like things that you're, mystery is like things you can't really explain. Something that's elusive. And then this is like a very physically grounded thing, things you can feel, touch, taste, smell, hear, like I said. So using all the senses. So this is a very like in the physical world energy, and this is a very much in the I don't want to say what am I trying to say? I guess like cosmic, but not even cosmic. It's like ethereal, the unseen. So it's very much opposing energies we're talking about. And Libra is the justice card. It's about balancing. Libra is all about balance, and it's known as the scales of justice. So it's like we're learning how to balance these two things in our life in order to have this equilibrium, and I anytime we have any kind of discord or chaos that happens in our life, it's to create balance where there was imbalance before. So I feel like that may be happening right now. And Libra is also very relationship focused. It is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships. So it can do with romantic, yes, but it's every type of relationship that you have, and any kind of like relationship agreement or contract that you have with somebody. What am I trying to say with that? Like I feel like that has a lot to do with like what's coming up. This new moon is seeing where you're out of balance in relationships that you have. The Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters. It is moving on to something or from something. But it's, choosing to put the swords down. She's putting these swords down. It's choosing peace and calm, and specifically swords is our mind. So it's mental energy. Choosing to see something from a different perspective in a more peaceful, calm way. The Knight of Wands. So this is quick, magnetic, fiery, passionate, creative energy. He's known as the Casanova, coming in very quickly, leaving just as quickly. It's like a spark of passion and lust, and then he's gone. And the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is working hard at something, mastering a skill, being an apprentice, learning a new skill, but just working hard at something in the physical world. I kind of get that with the Knight of Wands energy is and the Eight of Pentacles, it's like I am feeling like, okay, so I kind of feel the Six of Swords is connected to this Black Moon Lilith energy. And then the Eight of Pentacles is connected to the Taurus energy. So it's like you're trying to get these two to work together so it doesn't feel fleeting. It doesn't feel like you're attempting to make something sustainable when it comes to the balance that I was talking about. And not just like, oh my, like, not like it's, like I said, it's not fleeting. It's not just by chance or luck. It's, you're really trying to be intentional and learn how to balance both of those things. So both of these energies in your life, the mystery, the shadow stuff, your intuition, while also being practical in the physical world. So the Two of Swords, which is being in a stalemate, and the Unknown card. So when you choose, when you're in this energy of not choosing, so what I want to get one more, but I think that if you haven't been choosing something, if you've been kind of blindfolding yourself to something, like about what needs to change or how to do it, I feel like it's you telling yourself, I don't know how to do it. And that's actually what's keeping you from, you're just creating this self-fulfilling prophecy. If you keep telling yourself, I don't know how to do it, I can't do it, therefore I'm not going to do anything, that's where then it feels like it's unknown. It's, I don't know how to do it, but you do know how to do it. The Four of Swords, to me, it's your mind needing to rest about it and possibly overthinking it. You're possibly overthinking this, something you've been working on when it comes to creating this balance in your life. The Four of Swords is about resting. And we have a lot of swords out, or 3 swords cards out already, which means it has a lot to do with your mental energy. The Devil is Capricorn. Overthinking can be an addiction. So the Devil is addictions or vices. Worrying can be an addiction. You can be addicted to worrying. So there's definitely some mental energy that you are letting go of or needing to in order to achieve what it is you're trying to achieve. The Ten of Pentacles. So abundance, stability, reaching coming to the completion of what you're attempting to create. Because I feel that you are, like with the Eight of Pentacles coming out, it's like you are trying to create something in the physical world, probably, yeah, you're, with the Taurus card, it's like what you're focused outwardly and inwardly at the same time, and you're trying to get these two to work together so that you can create on the outside what it is you feel on the inside. But the overthinking, I think you allow your mind to kind of run away with yourself, or there's some beliefs in there that are playing out, that, or you start overthinking things, and that's when it kind of doesn't last, and it's you're telling yourself that you can't do it or it's not going to happen, and that's what's keeping it from happening, and you may be aware of it or not. But the Queen of Wands is the magnetic, fiery, passionate queen who knows how to manifest. You're tapping into that power. But you know what? I think there's also these stories around money, having a lot of money, wealth, and also this, because when you tap into this energy, this is tapping into your sexual energy. Your creative sexual energy is one and the same, and it's your life force energy, right? That's how we make babies. I've talked about this so many times. So with here in line with the Devil card, I feel like that's the stories are there is a shadow side to that, right? Like people can dip into that shadow energy of greed and lust that is not coming from a grounded spiritual place, not a divine place. It's coming from a wounded place where I'm going to hoard everything and I'm not going to be generous. I'm going to take from other people what doesn't belong to me. I'm going to use people for their sexual energy, or just to be appeased, right, with my sexual energy, to get my sexual needs met. So that is, I think, what the stories are in that beliefs. It's more so, I think, fears. I feel like it's a fear of there's been the reason the stories are playing out and keeping you from achieving what you're trying to achieve is because you are afraid, and maybe it's looking at this fear, afraid of fully tapping into your power, fully tapping into your manifestation abilities, and then attracting the abundance that you want in the form of money and physical things that you're attempting to create. And the fear that when you do that, that you can easily get sucked into the devil energy, that shadowy energy that has overtaken a lot of people before, where you make mistakes and you end up hurting people, or you become greedy and lustful and all the things you don't want to be. So it's like you being aware that that's possible, which is a great, like, people, I think it needs to be said that the reason that you won't fall into that is because you are aware of it. It's the people who are not aware, it's not in their conscious awareness that, oh, this is what's happening or this could happen, is how they get sucked into it. And it's not until when they're in that energy that they realize they are, and some shit happens in their life where they kind of fuck things up, and then they start having these realizations. But if you've already been through that lesson in some ways, or you are being consciously aware of, okay, I don't want to go down that path, you're not going to, because you're aware of it. Does that make sense? It's almost like it's very paradoxical. It's the fear of it is what's keeping you from it, and because you're aware of it, you won't go down that path. It's like when you shed light on the dark things, the shadowy things that we don't want to accept about ourselves, and we say, hey, yes, this could be I could be this way, right? Or I have been this way, or I am this way right now. When you do that, it takes away its power, which means you now have a choice to choose that or not. And maybe that's what the fear is like, what if I become weak and I do choose that, even though I am, consciously aware of the consequences. So that could be what's happening here. The chariot is Cancer energy, but it is about advancement forward. It's again, with this card, I always see these two aspects, the light and the dark, which would be masculine, feminine, yang and yin, them working together, like this woman getting these two aspects to work together in order to move forward. And it's when you do have those two aspects working together is when you can. Otherwise, they're going to be trying to go in different directions, and you're going to be spinning in circles, and you're not going to be able to go anywhere. So hold on. Okay. Wow. Okay. So 3 major arcana in a row. So we have the Hanged Man, which is about taking a pause, seeing things from a different perspective, and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess energy is very strong to me in this reading. She's intuition, hidden knowledge, the divine realms. She has access to like Akashic records, things like that, like that not every single person has access to unless you sit and you cultivate that connection with your spiritual side. So I think it's saying that in order for you to move forward, in that chariot energy, to get them to move together, it's like, in order to move forward, you first have to stop and be still. Again, the universe is very paradoxical. How do I define a paradox? Something that doesn't really make any sense, yet it's true, if that makes sense. I gotta look up the definition of it, but in order for you to move forward the way that you want to, you first have to become still, see something from a completely new perspective, and observe. But the reason that you have to do that is the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something, because there's something you need to walk away from doing, feeling, thinking, being, before you can move forward. So that is possibly what this new moon in Libra is showing you, what you need to walk away from. Here now we have Libra out, Justice. See, that's what I was feeling. So the new moon in Libra is showing you where you're out of balance, what you need to walk away from. So it doesn't mean you have to walk away from a relationship or a person or a job or something like that. It could mean you walking away from, it's cups. The 8 of Cups is water. It's our emotions. So it could be a way that you feel like holding on to an emotion, something that has become toxic. Like, we were not meant to hold on to every single emotion and hug it and love it and smother it. Like, emotions are meant to move through us. That's why we have so many of them. And we're not meant to hold on to them, because even, you've heard of toxic positivity, like even being overly positive all the time can become toxic because you're not allowing other emotions to move in there. We're meant to feel all of them. So it's about walking away from, like, maybe it's a belief, and I feel like it is a belief, a fear, a way of being, a way of thinking. It could be a relationship or just a way of being in a relationship, a way, something you've been doing, something you need to walk away from in order to create this fairness and balance. And with the Justice card, the Libra energy, Libras are air signs, so they're very logical. So even though they are very much about relationships and love and that, like, connection with other people, and that's where they thrive, it can be very emotionally detached. It's not necessarily like a water sign where they're more openly expressive with their emotions. It's like they're a little bit more logical about it. So relationships can sometimes feel like contracts or agreements, and which isn't a bad thing, but it just depends on who you're talking to, right? If you're talking to a water sign, it may be like, oh my God, you're so you're so harsh, or you're so mean, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not harsh or mean, but you're so insensitive. So there's this element of needing to be a little bit more logical and objective about seeing this thing you need to walk away from, being less emotional about it, more logical, which isn't something I say very often. So actually, I'm not feeling these at all. I'm going to get one more, and then I'm going to pull a oracle card, the Page of Swords. So yes, being more observant. It's all about observation. Like, this card to me is about observation. It can be about communication, harsh communication. So it is, what I think it is too is not harsh, but like aggressive communication. Like a person who, I feel like it's your mind, like you observing your thoughts, and the ones that are very aggressive and hurtful and mean and judgmental, you're really looking at those instead of identifying with them and playing into it and allowing them to take over how you feel, which is probably what you need to walk away from. You are observing them and seeing, like, you're being more objective and observant and curious about it rather than believing it to be true. And when you can do that, that's when you realize that's where you have the choice to give into it or not, to believe it or not. I mean, there could be some core belief work that you would need to shift, which you can contact me for if you are interested. I do Theta healing, and that gets like to the core beliefs and fears that we have and shifting them instantaneously in that session. So if you would like to do that, please contact me. The information will be below. So we have rain purification, and it's funny. It's it's here in California. At least we're getting into the somewhat rainy season. Like, it's starting to rain. We had a thunder and lightning storm the other day, which was thrilling for all of us here in Southern California. And it's like it's gloomy outside today, and I love this weather. But this purification energy is like, this is what we're being asked to do right now in order to create balance. So it's like, again, letting the emotions move through you, not holding on to them, not being afraid that they're never going to come back, like happiness won't ever come back, or that the anger or the resentment or the hurt, whatever you're feeling, will always be there. Again, you can create your own self-fulfilling prophecies by what you're telling yourself. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm actually going to do an extended video just to see if we can pick up on some specific situations. So, love and money and career, like what's coming in, what are we balancing? So as we got into the general idea of what's happening. So I want to go more specific and see what's there. So you can join my Patreon, which the link will be below. And if you join the Empowered Videos tier, you will get all of the extended videos that I upload every month, along with all of the empowered graphics that I post in there, which I do have a channeled message already in there from the new moon in Libra, and just other, writing that I do. I'm slowly starting to get back into all of my posting and creating, so there will be more in there, but it's a monthly thing and you can leave whenever you want. But I would really appreciate the support and the community. Like, I want to build my own little community outside of YouTube and Instagram, just because it's a little bit too much for my sensitive field, and I really just would like to connect with those who I know are, on the same path as me, feeling the same things as me, who really benefit from the work that I do. So you can find those in the link below, and thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so, and liking my videos and sharing them when you feel called. And then if you'd like to work with me, you can email me or just schedule your session through the link below. Okay, bye.